there used to be a term, Londo Ireng. It means black Dutch.
Yeah, but that's Javanese, right?
Javanese, yeah.
That's Javanese,
Javanese.
because in Holland, those people are known as Zwarte Hollanders or Blanda Hitam.
Belanda Hitam.
Yeah. Most of the times in my country, they're referred to as Blanda Hitam. And that is because the Dutch rulers, a lot of local people also served in the army. It was a simple job. It was a career for people.
Colonial hired the locals.
But the Dutch did not want to have more than 50% of the army local soldiers, because they were afraid if we get more than 50%, maybe they will turn against us.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of the people in the KNIL were not just Dutch. A lot of them were French or German or Swiss or Austrian. And then also the Dutch thought, okay, for those Europeans, the climate is not so healthy. In the 19th century, Jakarta was sometimes referred to as the Europeans' graveyard, because only 1 in 5 Europeans survived 2 years. Well, a lot of them died because of disease and they couldn't handle the climate.
In Batavia at that time?
Yeah, but all over. But mainly Batavia was referred to as the Europeans' graveyard because it was so unhealthy.
Yeah.
So they decided, if we want to have strong soldiers that are not local, we have to find soldiers in a place where they are used to a tropical climate. And of course, Africa has a tropical climate.
Oh, I see. That's why Nil hired African people.
Yes, they made a deal with the king in Ghana. Ghana was an independent kingdom. And the Dutch made a deal with the king of Ghana that they could hire or buy, we're not so sure, probably also buy, strong men to serve in the army here in KNIL. So a lot of African men served in the army. And some of them went back. And in the capital, Accra, one part of Accra is still known as Java Village, because of all the people that returned from Java. And when they returned to the country, they were rich because they saved money. But a lot of them stayed and married with local women. And that was what became the Belanda Hitam community. Belanda Hitam is not local people. Belanda Hitam are people of African descent. And already during colonial times, because of their skin color, they suffered a lot of discrimination. So after independence, basically the whole Belanda Hita community moved to the Netherlands. And they're still there.
But we also got our own term, Londo Ireng, Belanda Hitam.
But Londo Ireng is Javanese language, right?
Yeah, Londo Ireng, Javanese, but they say that Londo Ireng were people, the local people who joined the colonial army.
Okay, but then Londo Ireng are not the same as Belanda Hitam. Actually, about 20 years ago, we had a very big exhibition in Amsterdam in a museum.
Okay.
About the Belanda Hitam community. And there has also been made a documentary, and there have some books written about them.
Okay.
And it's a very, it's a very interesting story, because they were Africans serving under a colonial government, but making their own community. And their descendants are still living in my country.
So when they say Londo Ireng, it refers to the local people who joined the Dutch colonial army.
Yeah, because it's a Javanese term.
Yeah. You know, these Londo Ireng people, they were betrayers, right? They say that.
That's what they say now.
Yeah, that's.
But of course.
Oh, that's what they said now.
That's say now. But of course, 200 years ago, if the government was the colonial government, and they simply found a job.
Oh yeah.
And they were not betraying anything, because they were just taking a job with the government.
You got the point there. Yeah.
But of course, now we say, oh my goodness, they worked for their oppressor. But at that time, I think people saw it differently.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah, interesting point. So because many people think here now, Londo Ireng, I mean the people, the local people, the inlanders, the inlanders of Pribumi who joined the Dutch colonial army, they were called Londo Ireng because they betrayed the country. But actually, now, right?
That's
But
that's
now.
what we think now.
Now.
But at that time, it simply was a job. They needed a career.
But they oppressed the local, the other inlanders. That's the point.
Yeah, but that awareness wasn't there yet for the people. That awareness, awareness didn't start until about 100 years ago, when the youth pledge started here in Indonesia, and when the whole movement of
Sumpah Pemuda.
Yes, before that it was simply, you just found a job. But that awareness of we have our own country and people from another country are ruling us. It wasn't there yet. That came later. Yeah, I mean the whole movement of Indonesia becoming its own nation, of course, was started a bit more than 100 years ago now, because it's all like 2026, like in the early 1920s. That's when you had all those young men from here that went to university in Netherlands and kind of discovered, like, hey, Dutch are not better than us. We're just as good. We can rule our own country. And that, of course, ended in Indonesia becoming a nation. But the awareness wasn't there yet 200 years ago. And that awareness in the 1920s had not reached every person in Indonesia yet.
Because the people from all over the regions in Nusantara were not united at the time.
They were not united yet. I mean, Indonesia, and the beautiful motto of Indonesia still is unity in diversity, you know? But Indonesia as a nation, it didn't start until it really became independent. So the real idea about a real Indonesia started a little over 100 years ago, when we had the fathers of the nation really coming. Before that, we already had Cut Nadine, who was fighting in Aceh, but she was not fighting for Indonesian nation. She was fighting for her own part. She was fighting for Aceh.
And also other regions.
And in other regions, the same. Prince Diponegoro.
Ternate for
Ternate. Prince Diponegoro was also fighting for Java. But that is the genius of the people about 100 years ago who said, no, not this, but one nation. And that's what we have now.
What about the conclusion about this Londo Ireng, Mrs. Hanneke? So Londo Ireng people were not African people, right?
No, they were not. No, they were different, because the African people were Belanda Hitam.
But Londo Ireng people were inlanders.
They were local people.
Local people.